What's going on, everybody? Site Perspectives, giofvcks, and it's been a lot that has happened. Georgia, what's good, Georgia? The Democrats were able to pick up the 2 U.S. Senate seats with U.S. Senator-elect Jon Ossoff and U.S. Senator-elect Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock. So that happened. The Democrats now have the majority of the U.S. Senate, and with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, she can vote and be the tie that breaks it for the Democrats. We have an okay House, and also the Democrats have an okay House, and the Democrats also have the presidency. So it's going to be interesting to see what plays out, because at this point the Democrats have absolutely no excuse for why they're not able to pass, first of all, universal basic income payments retroactive back to March of 2020, 10 months ago, of at least $2,000 a month. They have no excuse anymore. Number 2, it makes no sense that we don't have universal health care. We should have universal health care, or correcting, fixing, expanding the Affordable Care Act. But really, at this point, universal health care. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that the federal minimum wage isn't $15 an hour. Quite frankly, we need $25 an hour, because if we were actually on time with the past, since the late 60s to now, 2021, okay, what is that, about 53 years? The past 53 years, the wage theft that the working class, working poor, lower income, middle class have faced, they owe us. The cost of living and inflation, $25 an hour is a living wage. We deserve that. Okay, but anyways, that happened. Then we had the U.S. Capitol be stormed. And I had to make a video about this, because my thing is, like I've been saying, and so many of us have been saying and living and seeing and witnessing for ourselves, if you're white, you're cisgendered, you're a man, you're heterosexual, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do in this country, in this world. There are no serious repercussions. They are never held accountable. It is a clear double standard. Racism, white supremacy, the shit is alive and well, and it never went anywhere. It's always been here. You cannot tell me these mostly white men stormed the Capitol with help from the damn Capitol Police, because as we've all been saying, the police are literally terrorists in blue. It is what it is. They are white supremacists. They are racist, and they are working together. It has always been that way. Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 60s, you had Klansmen who were police. You had Klansmen who were judges. You had Klansmen who were the mayors and the U.S. senators and the House representatives and the politicians. And come on now. Let's stop acting brand new. Ain't nothing changed. Proud Boy this, bungalow this, neo-Nazi that. We all know what's going on. You can't sit up here and act like you don't see the double standards and the racism and the white supremacy at this point. And if you are dealing with somebody that keeps saying, well, we have to look at both sides. Well, everybody kind of got riled up. Well, no, you don't sit up and break into the U.S. Capitol, kill innocent people. Okay, you doing all of this in the name of what? Your racism and your idea that the election was stolen because people voted? But in the meantime, remember, we were called snowflakes. They called us snowflakes 4.5 going on 5 years ago, when the election was literally stolen from, and I'm going to call it for what it is. No, she was not the ideal candidate, the best candidate. No, it wasn't my first selection. But I supported her, and I did organized for her. And I voted her. She don't know how to drive. I'm telling you, people be driving slow as hell and don't know where they're going. But in 2016, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton had 3 million more votes, and that election was stolen and hacked by Russia, and it's out there. But in the meantime, did you see us storming the fucking Capitol? Were we killing innocent people because the person that we voted for didn't win? No. But you know who we are seeing all this happen? You punk ass, white supremacist, bitch ass people. We seeing you do it. You Republican conservatives. You fake Christians. You wannabe activists. We seeing you do it. You Tea Partiers. We seeing you do it. That's what we seeing do it. You so-called strong alpha males. That's who we're seeing doing this crazy shit. But, like I've been saying, time after time, day after day, this is narcissism 101. What we're seeing Trump do, the sabotaging of democracy, the racism, the xenophobia, the sexism, the misogyny, the homophobia, the transphobia, the classism, the ableism, so much, the xenophobia, so much has happened, and the Islamophobia, like, so much has happened. You know, he is a sore loser. He got a narcissistic injury. He literally incited a riot. Just think if they would have got in and got into proximity to the Congress folks, the senators, the people voting, the vice president, everybody. They came in there to kill. They came in there to kidnap. They had bombs. And this isn't the first bombing. Back a couple of weeks ago in Nashville, Tennessee, another white supremacist bombed an entire area. This is ongoing. This is no different than Timothy McVeigh back in 1995 when he bombed the Oklahoma hospital out there. This is white supremacy, white domestic terrorism. This is what's going on. Y'all better wake up. You better wake up. Then we have big tech, as they call it, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, banning Google, banning President Trump and multiple accounts because he was popping up on everybody's account. Everybody was changing their pictures, and then it was him talking. It was just crazy ass shit. But here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh my God, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. You do have the freedom of speech, but hate speech is not speech, bro. You sitting up here spreading misinformation and hate, that's not freedom of speech, okay? Sorry, hate to break it to you. And also, let's be real. Everyone's like, oh my God, but they're stifling conservative voices, Republican voices. Bitch, they've been stifling black people voices, brown people voices, liberal voices for a while. We've been killed. Fuck your damn speech. We're being murdered by the police systemically. Every time you turn around, somebody is being shot and killed by the police or shot and killed by somebody that looks like them. The fuck is you talking about? We done had our entire lives stifled. But you mad because you can't get on Twitter and call people nigger and call people fag. And then let's really get it correct, right? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. All right? Let's keep it a buck. This is ridiculous. First of all, hate to break it to you. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Google, what have you. Yeah. But these are still private-owned companies, private-owned organizations. So technically, you are using a public domain with the internet, World Wide Web. But Facebook is a private-owned company. These are privatized social media platforms on a public domain. With that being said, the shareholders, the CEOs, etc., the owners, they have every right to ban your account. So many of us, like Google, here's a little story. Back in 2013, January 2013, YouTube banned and deleted my original YouTube account because of I got flagged for quote unquote breaking YouTube guidelines by speaking about black issues. That's why I took a hiatus from speaking about black issues for a while, because of that. And that's 8 years ago. So when people want to talk about, oh my God, they're taking away our rights. Oh my God, bitch, they've been taking away our rights. We never had all of these freedoms and all of these illusions of rights. Most of us never had. This is the first time for a lot of white people, especially white cisgendered heterosexual men. This is the first time in their lives where they've actually had to face real fucking adversity. And their adversity is simply, you have to wear a mask, you have to wash your hands, you have to follow some fucking rules, which is hilarious because what do Republicans always sit up and talk about? Oh, we're the party of law and order. Yet y'all dumbasses can't follow a fucking rule to wear a fucking mask, social distance, stay 6 feet apart, and wash your damn hands. You are acting like it's the end of the world because somebody is asking you to do something that fucking basic. That fucking minute. And you're tripping balls over it. And then also all this Blue Lives Matter shit, all that went out the window because they sat up there and they beat that man to death with a fire extinguisher. And he is a police officer. Then there's another video where they crushed the man in 2 doors. He's got blood coming from another law enforcement official. Again, I don't want to hear white people in this blue lights. First of all, blue lights don't exist. Being a police officer is an occupation. It is not, you're not born a police officer. I was born black. I don't get to say, well, you know, my 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour shift is over. I'm no longer being black. I don't get to do that. I'm black 365, 24/7. I was born black, I am black, and I'm going to die black. But anyway, I'm going to do all that blue. At the end of the day, and isn't it funny how they can say Blue Lives Matter, they can say all lives matter, but they can't say Black Lives Matter. Let me say that one more time. They can say Blue Lives Matter, they can say all lives matter, but they can't say Black Lives Matter. Do you get the point? The problem wasn't us saying any of that. The problem is you're racist, you're a white supremacist, you're a bigot, you're a terrorist, and you have always been against democracy. Because if it really was about democracy, majority rules, and there's way more people of color on this globe, in this world, in this country. So really, it was never about majority rules. It was always about power and control, oppression, suppression, greed, and division, hate and evil, narcissism. I need to get in here and do a little bit of grocery shopping. I know it's been a minute since I filmed a video. I've just been busy, and I'm taking more time for me to focus on my own mental health. Especially with everything going on. Y'all need to just try to be safe. What I will say is this: be vigilant. Be vigilant and pay attention and protect you and your family, because shit is real out here. Get your CPL, get your CCW, get your shit, get your guns. And that's for real. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your community. You know, because these people are out here. They're out here, and they're out here to kill and destroy. And we see it every day. So be careful. All right. Anyways, let me get in here and get this grocery shopping going, and I will see y'all in another video. I'm out.